An endless multiverse of possibilities awaits you, with champions from worlds both familiar and entirely unique to this strange realm. They wait to have their true power unleashed by the Summoner.
Is this over? I'm scared to ask these questions, 'cause I know that you'll reject my love. Moving slower, frozen to these pieces without a shoulder to cry on.
Champions are forever.
Good morning, Shadowverse. T. Smitty, first one in the building, followed by the Jiggly. Jigglypuff, Jiggly. Epinosis, what's up, man? How y'all doing? Oh, man. So, I am here, and I'm just changing out my bandage. Let's see here. Oh, my goodness. Yo! Might have to cut it down some. Hold on. Because they want me to keep it covered for another couple of weeks, just to, you know, avoid any complications or infections or anything like that. And I was using just like a regular old Band-Aid, but it doesn't cover it properly. And so sis got me some waterproof ones, but I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all. Hold on. Okay, so check out. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that right there? Take a look. I don't know how well you can see it, but that's what it looks like. Not that big. Okay. About a like half an inch or something like that, right? Look at the bandage. Now I just used the alcohol pad, washed my hands, all that good stuff. Put a little Vaseline on it, which is what I'm supposed to do every day. But look at this bandage for that small little area. And that's what my sister wants me to put on. that. If y'all can see that. It has, see the square? I could go with half this size. Half. And it would be all right. But we already bought it, opened them up. No, it's not serious, Saitama. It was, I've had it ever since anyone's known me on line. But hold on, let me guess up. Ooh. Let me see. Yeah, let me try and put it on in a way that doesn't man, take up almost all my face. I'm gonna see if there's some smaller ones. Oh my goodness. It is ooh. Hold on. Let me do another one. Better. And of course, as routine, they did send it off for a biopsy to make sure it's benign. But yeah, I've had it for years. Ever since I've been playing. All right. This thing is so difficult to... Oh my goodness. Y'all, I done messed up 2 of these already. Because although it's that big, and I'm gonna cut it down when I do the next one, but see, it's big, but it's transparent. So I'm peeling off one side, but you also peel off the other side. And I keep touching it, and it folds. What? Okay, it just folded again. Oh my goodness. Because once it does that, it's not gonna go on properly. Wow. I've never had this kind of difficulty. I'm glad we have lots of Band-Aids. Putting on a Band-Aid. Okay, let me see. Remove and apply. And then retirer. Okay, so I guess I do this one first. Ah, that's what I was doing wrong. Okay. Because it wasn't staying like this. Okay. Yeah, that's too much. But, you can see now, peel that off. Yeah, I can cut this down, like cut it right here and cut it right here, and we'll be fine. Because that's a bit too much, but see what it looks like now? All that is clear, and it feels okay, and it's waterproof. So what I can do now, I can wash my face properly and not have to worry about this, because that's what I was doing. I was really worried about that. Okay. Wow, went through a bunch of bandages, but now I get it. I've never had to put one on like that. You peel one side, put it on, and then you peel the other side and plaster it. If you do it in the wrong order, it does not work. Like I was doing, and it has a 1 and a 2 on it. So if you do the backside first and then do the other one, it's too flimsy, and so it'll fold over. See, I'm not used to that. I'm used to only one side, plop, and that's it. So that's the trouble I was just having right now. But yeah, it feels fine. Feels better than the regular Band-Aid that I was using. Tell you that. Okay. Whew. That was a little trial. Let's see, was there anything else? Trying to shave and shave around that spot and all that good stuff. That can be fun. Okay. YT user, what's up, man? Just saw you close to 8.4K subs. Nice. I didn't even notice. Saitama. I was already talking to you, but now I'm actually focusing. You definitely can't be going with no Vaseline. YT user. Dr. Stone, what up, man? Yep, I'm good. This is mainly protective. Doesn't hurt, doesn't, but I have sutures, the dissolvable sutures. And they gave me a care package and everything. And they want me to, care for it by washing it with water and soap. Now, one of the problems, hold on, let me put this on me. One of the problems with soap, I cannot use regular soap. It does not do. Oh yeah, I got it. One of the greatest dish tracks, YT user. Ice Cube's No Vaseline. One of the greatest dish tracks. It's up there. I know. That's Ice Cube, man. That's my time. All right, so I cannot use just regular soap. So I use Dove. That was back in college when I first got that skin condition. The doctor told me that using soap, regular, soap like Irish Spring, because that's what I used to use, or anything like that, will make it worse. So I was like, well, what am I supposed to use if I can't use soap? Because I'm like, how am I supposed to wash my face? And he was like, use Dove. And I was like, Dove's not a soap? He's like, nope, it's not a soap. Sure enough, it's a moisturizing bar. I said, okay. So since the 90s, I have not used soap to wash my face. I've used Dove. However, I am not to use scented Dove. And that's what I have. I have one that has aloe and shea butter, I think, or whatever. So what I've been doing is I've been using Dove on all of my face except this one area. And on this one area, I just use some water and I wipe it down. Then I go grab. Now, this is something. I use lava soap too on my knees. That works great. What's up, Mike Holman? But check this out. Now I washed it, right? Then I went and got an alcohol pad. Check that out. You see that? That is from using the alcohol pad on that wound. All right. So I use the alcohol pad. Then I got a little Vaseline, put that on, and now this. Now that I know how to do this properly, I tell you. But it feels great. It's better than the Band-Aid I was using, because this one, you know, I can do this, and it doesn't feel like it's pulling my skin. But anyway, what up, Scarface? That's right. You know what, my mom? You know. My mom, hold on. Let me get Air Server up and running here so we can get going. And I can tell you the kind of mama I got. Soon as she found out that I was going to get that removed. Now, I've had 2 other cysts removed before. And they always leave a scar. You know, they have to cut you open and scoop that thing out. You know, so when she heard that, she was like, "Oh, you gonna let them cut your face?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's how they have to get it out." And you know what she said? She goes, "Okay, Scaramouche." That's what she said. Not Scarface, because she hasn't watched that, and so that wouldn't come to her mind. Scaramouche. Look it up. And I'm just like, really, mama? Really? Caveman, ooh, what up, man? I was running a marathon in northern Sweden and realized I must have gone off course when I crossed the finish line. Really? Bunny's Den, what's up, man? I'm at Act 5 Ultron and I'm struggling. Act 5 Ultron. You've got a lot of counters now. You've got Medusa, who can do it. You've got Magneto Red, who can do it. Trying to think of some of the others that can do it. But yeah, you have, think about this. When I did Act 5, all I had was a 5-star. At most. And I had to do that fight. I think I ended up using, you can look at on my channel and see. I think I ended up using either a 4-star or a 5-star Medusa, I think. You had a ganglion cyst. Yeah, I think this was a palinoidal. You know, because I hate hair. Y'all have noticed that, right? When I first started streaming, I only was shaving my head, which I still do to this day. But I had mustache and a goatee, right? Y'all remember that? Where'd it go? I hate hair. It didn't fall out. I shave it all the time, or else it'll come back. Hate hair because I tend to form cysts, and it's always along my hair. That's where they love to do. There was one on the back of my neck because, you know, I'm always leaning back on that. Oh, man. So, yeah, let's see. Marvelous offer, chain offer, 7-star. Oh, wait. Magnetron crystals and arcade games theme 7-star. Okay. Free. Oh, that's what they did. Okay. Well, I'll grab that. I'll grab that too. But I won't grab that. Nice try. And let's see. Okay, so Captain Marvel and Mojo are in here. Captain Marvel and Mojo. Let's get that fixed up right now. And 6-star, I think I put up, I think it was 75 mil. That seems to be it. KT1 put up, I think he said 100, about 100 and something. And he ended up at 130. People aren't really grinding for 6 stars like that. Okay, let's see. Featured champion. Captain Marvel. Okay. Man. Okay. And our best looking guy, Joe. He get all the ladies. And I'm going to leave it like that because they don't seem to be going for much these days. They really don't. Nathan, what's up, man? Yeah, it works like that. Yeah, I see this one? It don't work like that. None of the bandages I've ever had work like that, where you peel off both sides. It's something new. I have to learn. I don't usually use bandages, so maybe things have changed in the time since the last time, you know? And of course, if I was hold up. We can ascend a 4-star champion. That 60 is driving me nuts. 60. Boy, you saw Be a Man use lava soap. Yeah. I actually had lava soap because it was great for, you know, when you have your knees and they are, I don't know, discolored, shall we say? Oh! Thank you. That's going right on in there. You know where that's going. Hold up. All right, here we go. That's going right on in there. Thank you. See, I'd be careful rubbing it too much. You need the scab to help heal without too much scarring. Yeah, and I'm trying to be really careful. But that's why I have this on there, because I also tend to want to scratch it because, you know, it's healing, so it's itchy. Lord hates hair on himself and his women. Well, it depends on where the hair is. I don't mind a little hair. Depends on where it is. But yeah, thank you, Mike. In fact, I'm gonna put this up like this. There. Slinger, what's up, man? Popped a pimple? No, it was a cyst. You don't pop those. Well, I mean, you can try, but they won't go away. You have to get them removed with surgery once they've formed. Okay, let's see. Who? You can see who I've already ascended. See, look at that. I can ascend 3 more. Yeah, once they form, you've got to get them actually cut, removed, stitch it back up. He showed it to me. He was like, you want to see it? I was like, yeah, because I've already seen them before. And it was about like that. The sack was small like that. Because most of you, unless I pointed it out, didn't even notice it. It was not really that noticeable. And once, you know, after a couple of weeks, I'm going to see what it looks like. You know, it'll be a small little scar. And of course, I'm dark skinned. So, you know. And there are some creams that I could get if I really feel like, you know, treating it and seeing if I can get it to fade a little bit. Yeah, they do. Hooded Justice, they always test it. That's the biopsy. They'll send it in and to make sure it's not, you know, cancerous or anything like that. But usually they're benign, especially if they've been there for years. And it's been like 10 years. How many of you guys noticed it in the 10 years? Well, I haven't been streaming for that long, but all the time I've been streaming, I've had that. It's been there. So how many of you noticed it? That should tell you how it is. Ooh, you know, I have not taken my photon up. I'm sorry, girl. Send it. Okay, whoops. All right, now, who else? I'm just picking ones that I like, you know, fighting with in the arena so that they're up there. I could do Nick Fury, Dust, maybe. You know, ones that are somewhat fast. Woo, Spider-Woman. And, I could do Jack. Or Gentle. Haven't really done a whole lot with Gentle. See, could do Onslaught. Jean. Who y'all think? I can do one more Ascension. Who should I take up? I mean, there's a bunch that I wouldn't mind taking up. All right, these are not ranked maxed out. These down here are rank 4s. Cyclops just got himself a buff. Should we take Cyclops up? Jean? It's not like we're not gonna be able to take more up. So, Jean, Cyclops. We gotta vote for Jean, so let's do it. Okay. What we got going on here? No, not Battlegrounds again. I need to play it a bit, you know, like a bit every day. Get some points so that I'm not sitting there trying to do it for hours, because, oh my goodness. That thing was horrible. Oh, and in Alliance War, hold on, let me start before I run my mouth. All right, so I do this 4-star sort availability. I do this out of habit. No other reason. Because I can't go through all my 4 stars before they start resetting. So, but anyway, dang, just feel way more comfortable once it's healed. Yeah. Like I said, I've had it. I've had it. Now, this one is really small. I had one that was huge. I still have the pictures. I took pictures of it, and I got them. It was like that. A lot. And I remember they had to go in 3 times They did not get it the first 2 times. And I went to a different dermatologist for the 3rd time, and so far it hasn't come back. That was the one on the back of my neck. Woo, that one was, especially when it flares up. Oh my goodness. The only thing some of them want to do, like when it really flares up, is they drain it. But then they're like, you need to schedule some time so we can remove that thing. Otherwise, it's just going to keep coming back. And I'm like, man. But anyway, I am loving the what you call it, the dust for the side quest. I like it. I got some 6 stars I need to probably ascend as well. T Smitty, how are you feeling today? You said you're hoping that you're feeling better? You're not sure whether you're feeling better? I know that depending on how bad it was, you might take a few days to recover. My sister, sometimes she was, fine the next day, just sore, But if it was a really bad one, that's basically her week. So, I need to tell you guys, you remember the guy that came by yesterday named Big Mike? So, we were in an alliance years and years ago, okay? And he almost single-handedly, and definitely single-handedly, got me. He almost single-handedly got me Unstoppable Colossus. This should tell you how long ago this was. And he single-handedly got me the Duke. This is how he did it. Do you guys remember back in the day when you had to spend something in order to participate, I think, in war or something like that? What was it? But loyalty was one of the things that you could use, and that's what I was using. So what he did, he had a ton of loyalty saved up. Enough that if he wanted to, he could have gotten the Unstoppable Colossus. So I was required to use some of that. I'm trying to remember exactly how it worked. It's been so long. But what he did was, when he took a break, he donated all of his loyalty and said that is for Shadow, because he was a big fan of my channel, and that was how he could contribute to help out. And so I was not required to use any loyalty or anything, really. And I was able to save up all that loyalty and get Unstoppable Colossus and Duper. So that is what he did. And I'll always remember it. When I saw him, I didn't, that wasn't his name in the game. His name in the game was Yo Mama. And I'm happy to see he's still around, because I always wondered, whatever happened to him. But he's still around. But yeah, that was so long ago. But that's one of the things why I stick with this, and I like it, because you know, you make these connections and they last, you know. But all right, anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Woo! Hey, hey, hey. There we go. Oh, oh, hey, hey. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about adulting as a homeowner. Now, you homeowners already know this. So if you're not a homeowner, you've never been a homeowner, and you never had to deal with this, let me tell you something. So you get a mortgage, okay? And if you get a fixed rate mortgage, which you should do, that's not going to change. All right? So your payments on your mortgage remain the same. However, part of the payment that you have to make includes taxes and insurance. So if either of those two things change, so does your mortgage payment. There have been people who, you know, they budgeted and they can just make their mortgage and maybe the taxes and the insurance, but then it goes up and up, and they can lose their homes because they cannot afford not the mortgage itself, but the taxes. You know, you hear about people talking about, oh, the property tax. We don't want you to bring the property taxes down, you know, the property value and all of that. But when the property goes up, what your insurance company will do is they'll reassess your home. Now, you guys remember that my home, they're always calling to try to buy it because it is worth a lot more now than when I paid for it, when I got that mortgage. And just recently, they reassessed it, and my insurance for this house went up, which makes sense, right? Depending on your property value, if something happens to the home and your insurance needs to cover your replacement, they need to make sure that they can replace your home, right? So if your home is worth, you know, 100,000, your insurance is going to be enough to cover the 100,000. But if your property goes up to 200,000, they can no longer cover it on what they were doing, so it's got to go up. Ours went up $200. $200, y'all. So from my payment, once we finish, like, I think we paid this month, next month, $200 more. So that's why we can't have someone in here not paying their rent. We can't have it, you know. And we've already told him, you know, if he does not pay, he's got to go. You know, we've been trying to, you know, be real patient with him and, you know, show him, you know, some love and grace for his, you know, situation that he's in. But I told him, I'm not going to lose. I'm not losing this house. I'm not losing this house. Not for that. Skinny Legend, welcome to the family. You're the latest Shadow Dweller. Now you're on Twitch, so it's gonna be 10 minutes before you can talk. You can thank the bots for that. I'm also on YouTube. If you want to follow me on YouTube, same name. And you can talk faster there too. What's up? You died again? Remember last year my mortgage went up $400 because of escrow. Yep, exactly. That's what happens. And the escrow goes up because of the other things, either the taxes or the insurance, something. And you figure I had one Sunday night and Monday night, first time that has ever. Oh, I didn't know you had them back to back. T. Smitty, man. I knew you had one because you mentioned that one. I don't remember you saying you had one and then another one 2 days in a row. That's not good. Hike, what's up, man? Can't have a freeloader. Honor your commitments. Yeah, I mean, it's one thing, you lost your job, and I don't want to just come down and be that kind of landlord, but we've bore long with him, and my mom has really helped because when it's been short, she's usually covered it. Now we have somebody else in who pays regular and on time, so that is helpful, but we do need him, especially when it goes up, to pay. And if he's not, he's got to go, and we'll get somebody else in. Let's see. Darren, what's up, man? Anything to milk us poor people. I know, man. And wouldn't that suck? Lose the house and couldn't afford to get another one like this because I don't have the income anymore to qualify for this house. So, whew. Mine was insurance. They doubled it. Yeah, mine was insurance as well. It went up 200. So not quite doubled, but quite a bit. And then I was able to get a discount for the camera that my sister bought for the outside of the door. And if we get an alarm system, if we get like a sprinkler system and, all those things, you can get more knocked off. So that might be something we do later. Yep, wife said I fell off the bed on the Monday episode, but she has been a rock through all of this. Man, she is a blessing, T. Smitty. Imagine if you were living alone. That's what I tell my sister as well, because, every once in a while, she'd be like, I could live on my own. I can, because she could financially, but I'm worried more about the rest of it. Mine went up 300, so I paid the escrow shortage to keep it where it was. Yeah, that's something that we could do as well. Our shortage, I think would be, I think it was about $1,200. We would have had to pay to keep it where it was, something like that. But anyway, that's adulting for you. And this is my first house. So, you know, a lot of this stuff was new to me. You know, this is the first house I ever bought. I rented a U-Haul to get mom's stuff from Kentucky to Atlanta. Cost me $850 for the trip. I was so tired driving back. I fell asleep 5 or 10 times drive. Ooh, so happy I didn't wreck and hurt someone. Yeah. Storm Shadow, my best bud, he fell asleep at the wheel and got into a accident. A pretty bad one too. We were in college at the time, and I remember he called me. You know, I was in my room with a bunch of my friends, and we was watching TV, having fun, and he called, and I did not recognize his voice. And I'm like, who's this? And, you know, he said it again. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what? Why do you sound like that, right? And he told me, he called me from the hospital. Okay? He had almost bitten through his tongue. They had to stitch his tongue back up. Okay? And I was like, what? You know, I'm like, what in the world? Now, keep in mind, we in college, all right? And I've already lost friends. And I don't feel like I hate losing friends, okay? And I'm just like, no. Because me and him, we became best friends instantly. We had an instant connection. That has never happened to me with anybody else in my entire life. We were instant best friends, okay? And I'm like, what in the world happened? And he told me he was coming home. He was working late. Because, see, we both were like workaholics, okay? And he was coming home late and fell asleep and crashed. I was like, bro, don't do that again. You know, like, and he hasn't. But I was like, no. If you tired, do not drive. You know, either go somewhere. And when I was driving back from New York, the one time that I went back in '89, I was tired driving back. I pulled over at the nearest rest stop and slept right there in the car with my sister. I was not driving while I was tired. No, sir. Not playing with it. My mom was already nervous about me going to New York anyway. And then I started talking about staying in New York for the summer. Oh my goodness. My mom, who only recently learned something that we all knew, that she suffers from anxiety and panic attacks. She had a panic attack. And see, she didn't realize that she really had a problem. But we all knew it. That's how our mama was, you know. But she had a panic attack about me staying in New York over the summer by myself. Because I was like, man, you know, I was already lining up some summer jobs. And I was going to make way more money than I could make back in Michigan on campus with a campus job. She freaked out. And so I'm like, okay. And I didn't have anybody to help me drive back. My sister didn't drive at that time. Not Stiletto, my other sister. She drives now, although I don't know if I'd trust her. I'm too nervous. But anyway, so I didn't have anybody to drive back. And from New York to Michigan, that's a nice little drive, you know, to do by myself. And I drove there, but I had a little help. But I think I drove about, was it 8 or 9 hours? Because what happened is the guy that came with us, and he came, and I didn't charge him anything because he was going to help me drive. I just asked him to help with the driving and with some of the gas. Okay. I drove first, and I drove, I think I did about half. I don't remember how many hours it was. Was it like 4 hours, I think? 4 or 5 hours? I don't remember. And then he took over, and I went to sleep, only to be awakened like maybe an hour later. And my sister was like, you drive. He too tired, you drive. And I'm like, I just drove hours. But she would rather me drive than him because apparently he was falling asleep and swerving. So I got back in there and drove. So coming back, I didn't have anybody. It was just me and my sister. So I left really early in the morning. And when I started feeling myself getting a little tired, pulled over as soon as we got to a rest stop, pulled over and slept until I woke up, drove a little more, and that's how I got back. Because I was not playing with my life or my sister's life. No, sir. Man, just the story started getting good, an ad came and interrupts it. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. So, you left him halfway on the side of the road, right? No. Sleeping against a tree? No. I drove into the rest stop. You know, the rest stops for, like, the truckers and all of that? I just pull in there, use the bathroom, and take a nap. We got hungry, stopped off at the nearest McDonald's, grabbed a little breakfast and all that, and just kept going. Okay. You didn't talk to any lot lizards, did you? No, I did not talk to anybody. Lock the doors, and it's still dangerous. I used to pull off on the side of the road, which is very dangerous to do. Especially on the highway like that, because, you think about it. I'm sitting there starting to get tired, so I just pull off to the side of the road, right? Trucker comes by, he's starting to get a little tired. Maybe he thinks he can make it to the next rest stop, and he don't make it. So, yeah. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna make it either to the next rest stop, and if there wasn't one and I really felt like I couldn't make it, I would just pull over, get some gas, and then find some place to park off the highway, off the road, away from cars, and, rest up. Because you never know. Too many crazy folk out there, man. I pulled the U-Haul over in a library parking lot not far from you and was trying to nap. About 10 minutes into it, a black guy was standing next to my open window smoking weed, asking, "You good, dog?" Yeah. Yeah. Pixie! What's up, girl? Yo, y'all miss me learning how to put this bandage on. I've not had to, I haven't used a bandage like this before, where you peel both sides. And I know my sister's gonna shake her head when I tell her, but I have to tell her, so she can laugh too. No problem, Pixie. Yeah, I've never seen it. Even the sheer, because you see how sheer it is, right? The sheer bandages that I've used are just one side. You put it on, peel it, slap. You know? And what I kept doing with this bandage, I kept peeling the wrong side first. And I peeled the wrong side, and then when I would peel the other side, it just went crumple. And I'm like, what the? I can't put it on like this. Yeah. See? I went through a few bandages. And I was just like, I ain't never had to deal with a bandage like this. But yeah, I've never used one like this. I've had ones that look like this, but they didn't peel both sides. If only there was a place to watch videos on how to put on bandages. I didn't think I needed it, Mike. I didn't think I needed the bandage. I figured, let me just peel this thing, slap it on like I slapped on bandages all my life. And then when it wasn't working right, that's when I looked to go, wait a minute. At first I thought it was me, and I just didn't hold it properly. And it kind of, you know, folded in on itself. And I was like, oh man, how did I mess that up? You know? Mm-mm. Come on. Oh, man. I forgot hers had a double. A two-part heavy. All right. Mike, don't get to say anything after falling asleep driving. Well, but still, man, I'm learning. I'm learning stuff. At this age, I'm learning. Because I kid you not, as many bandages, and I got some here. And I can show you, none of them peel on both sides. Now, my sister most likely has seen it because one thing, she was always into the medical stuff. She's going for, oh, man. I may have to join that one, y'all. We're going to have to summon Ghost Dog. Because I've been waiting for them to do this. Yep, we gonna have to do it, y'all. Hold on, let me finish this. Mike. But yeah, so she's most likely encountered all kind of different bandages. Not to mention, she's had to use some of them, you know, when she's fallen and things like that. But me, I usually don't like some of these bandages because guess what? Hair. Hate it. And they're usually uncomfortable. This one's comfortable, but they're usually uncomfortable. And what I've done before is I have gotten a gauze pad and then used some of the tape. And that felt a little bit better than bandages like these. Okay? And see, I cut this one. And this one peel, and you put it on. Those are the bandages I'm used to. Sorry, too much Boondocks for me lately. Lord have mercy. Okay, hold on. Ghost dog! Hoo, hoo. Right on time. You see nothing. You didn't feel nothing, Ghost Dog. Nothing. All right, hold on. Let's see. Chaos Arena. He said they're in Arena 4. Darn it. Heal. Okay. Trying to do it as fast as I can. Arena 4. Oh, let's do it. All right, let's see. Ah, border station, eh? Where is he? Oh, there he is. There's my peepers. Let's change out to mixed. And is it just guards? What is it? All right, hold on. Got to do a few things here first. First, let's put on my anti-shield so people can't detect my stuff. And then I'm gonna do get a size boost up on here. Up in here. Up in here. Okay. Now, let's see. 5, 6, 9. Five, 6, 9. Ugh. I need 100 more, huh? So let's do 80, 90, and let's just do the rest of these. Okay. There we go. We going in on this border station. Okay. And see, I don't have a shield right now, so putting that anti will help. Okay, they've joined it. Woohoo! Boo Boo Needle is in. Boo Boo Noodle. Okay. It was just a glitch. You didn't see anything. Hi, Ghost Dog. Ghost Dog be in a dead sleep and wake up and whispers clickbait. That's funny. Oh man. But hey, Ghost Dog, how you doing, man? Oh boy. That was funny. But yeah, that particular thing there, I can't do by myself, and I can't do it on my own or nothing like that. So I have to wait till the guild actually does something. And the longer we stay, if we defeat them in that border station, the longer we stay in there, the more points we get. And the more points you get, the more things you can buy with those points. So it's a free event. So you know I gotta do it. You at work and hating it? Oh, man. Yeah, I was talking about some adulting with my mortgage going up $200. Not fun. But we'll see. We'll see. I did get a little bit of a discount, and we're going to have to put that money back in there on the escrow to reduce the cost a little bit. And maybe we'll add something to it. If our renter pays, maybe we'll do it that way. We'll see. Come on. Wow, he's just waiting for me. Not that it helped him. It was on a stream. Lord's Mobile hiding from a ghost dog. Yo, escrow. Yep. That's it. Runty Gamer, what up, man? Just lurking and not working. Did you guys hear, just saw the chain offer? Yeah, I took the free ones and then stopped at that $1,000 for 3,000 7-star shards. I ain't getting that. But did you guys, I don't know if you're following, you know, what's going on with Puffy, Puff Daddy, all of his names. Do you guys remember that that psychologist who came in on Amber Heard's side? And really, I mean, she had all these credentials, but her problem that I saw is that she had a bias. She really doesn't feel like men can be victims of that type of violence. So I heard that she testified against Diddy for the prosecution. I'm not surprised. I'm not going to call her a man-hating shrew, but she might resemble one. But she was not Doofenshmirtz. Hughes. Hughes, I think her name was. Not the one that we like. With that hair. Woo, she was sexy. The one that her husband brought her donuts. Not her. The other one. Yeah, YT user. But anyway, yeah. Her. The Karen Reed trial is getting even deeper. I have not been following it. It tended to piss me off to see what they were doing to her. Need to get that 7-star Phoenix? Yeah, you do. She's fun. Crazy Salt, what up, man? If the shoe fits, man. I do not like her. Really don't. So I am not surprised that she jumped in. She saw a man victimizing women, and she's right there. That's exactly what she came across as. That's what she likes to do. So, you know, now the only time that she ever counseled a man who was a victim, he was a victim from another man. So in all of her cases, a man was always the perpetrator. So yeah, I'm not surprised. But hey, she's got the credentials. She should have picked the right guys and she wouldn't be hitting on men's. Well, or hating on men's. Yeah, I got you. She's not an ugly woman either. You know, that's not even a question. She might be married. I really don't know. Dawn Hughes, I believe her name is. You can look her up. I'll bring her you know what, Hooded Justice. Boy, watch what just happened. Woo! Is it good or bad for Karen Reed? I will love women of all shapes and sizes. No hate. Hey. My friends used to tell me they can't trust me because I don't call women ugly. Okay? And what I call, you know, when I say somebody is cute, they know they may not agree. Let's just say that. So they couldn't trust me. Now, if I was like, ooh, that girl is fine, then they'd be like, okay, maybe we agree with you. But when I be like, oh yeah, she's cute, they're like, we need to see. Because, hey, what could I say? I told y'all before, I'll usually find something I like. I might think you got cute eyes. I might like the shape of your face. You may have some luscious lips. Maybe them legs. You know, I'll find something. No one's sure. Basically, it seems the jury has been compromised. Oh, I'm not surprised at that. They tried to set her up for I don't know how long. I looked her up. You must have the wrong name. That female is a little outside my scope of attracting. See what I mean? I don't find her ugly. But you see what I'm talking about, right? Uh-oh, hold up. Might have to do something. But see, that's what I'm talking about. That's why my friends are like, we got to check. All right, hold on. Did they? Oh. Border station. So. Oh, come on. Are you serious, Platinum? See, Platinum is strong. And he left. And they were able to take it back. And see, here's the problem. When he does that, we lose. And we now, see, now I have to, see, look at this. I got to heal up now. I got to use some of this precious Luminite. Look at this, man. Because of him. Because he was like, oops, I was looking at something else. Man. See, look at that. Darn it, was on another account filling. Man, come on. All right, let me do it again. I don't even remember. Let me see, 695. Let's try it again. Hold on, let me make sure I'm in the right gear. Okay. So that'd be 90. Oh, he wants 695 this time, so that's 90. Wait. 120? Doesn't have to be exact. And then... And I got 20 left, so... 100, see, 13 left. Let's just do that. Okay. Okay. What's ugly to you is cute to another man. Exactly. That's why I don't call nobody ugly. They might not be my type. They might not be my preference, but I don't think they're ugly. No overlap on her circle and the attractive circle on that Venn diagram. Wow. Judge cleared the whole court. Oh boy, they just want to put her away. That's why I stopped following it, because it's disgraceful what they're doing to her. And imagine if it was one of us. We don't have, you know, the resources to be able to take that. We'd just be in jail. For life. If lords say they fine like wine, we know it's on. The court was compromised, so it only makes sense that the jury is now as well. Yeah. No YouTube user, that means they owe. Wow. Right, just disrespectful clickbait. And then I got high. I was gonna go to work, but I got high. I was gonna get right up and go, but I got high. Now I'm sitting in my bed and I know why. Yeah, yeah, 'cause I got high. 'Cause I got high. 'Cause I got high. La da 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 da. Really? Really? There we go. Tell them ghost talk. People get allowances for personality and other characteristics. That person, based on my recollections, wouldn't get none of those. Oh, yeah. I don't like her. I think she has an ugly spirit. And that does affect things for me. Hooded didn't go to high school. He went to school high. There you go. I didn't call her ugly, though. I don't know, Shadow. There are some Mingers in England. Y'all are just rough, man. I remember my friend, he was so wrong. Now he was a player, right? And we were at this we were at a Christian event. But you know us kids wasn't there for no spiritual reasons, right? Our parents were, but we weren't. We were out there trying to, you know. And we were all walking together and saw this girl, right? And he was like, oh, you know, and she saw him and was like, oh. And so they started walking toward each other, right? You know, he was going to talk to her, get a number. When she got close enough, he was like, ooh, oh, never mind, and just walked off. I was like, oh, no, you didn't. You did not just do that. He ain't even care either. And she wasn't ugly. She was cute. He ain't care. He did not care. They did a poll, 6% said she's guilty, 88% said she's being set up. She is. It's obvious. AC, I haven't heard anyone else but me say Minger. Minger. Viva la Bam fam. Christian Mingle. I actually was on Christian Mingle for a little bit. Back when I was working like a crazy man. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. You slept. You know what? No matter how tired I am, I can't sleep for 11 hours straight. Ain't no way. My sister could. I can't. Unless I take some medication. Yeah, don't do that again, Mike, man. We need you. You were awake for 38 hours. Yeah, Do y'all remember when I used to grind the arena like a mad person? And one time I got 3 hours of sleep over 3 days. Do y'all remember what I was like? Not healthy. I vowed never to do that again. Won't do it. Nope. But I was out of it. I don't need to drink. Just stay up. You know that's a form of torture. They know what they're doing. Sleep deprivation. Oh yeah. Tell the woman you're in tech and got in on a startup and you can wear casual clothes on a date and get physical. Well, let's get physical. Physical. I wanna get physical. Let's get into physical. Let me hear your body talk. Your body talk. Y'all know. Well, some of y'all remember. I wanna get animal. Animal. Oh, man. Didn't even rank 1 that arena. Just crazy. I know. I got top 10 though. But yeah, I was like, no. And if you ever think, you know, that one title that you get for getting a bunch of rank 1s, that ain't never gonna happen to me. I'm not doing that. I've never gotten rank 1 and I don't plan to either. That's crazy. Insanity. Now, with my roster, and if I was willing to donate, because that's what it would be, a donation. If I was willing to donate a ton of units, I could do it. But no, not me. What I would have to do, I would have to run that arena, you know, all boosts and units. I'd have to end up, I would end up spending like 10, 20,000 units. And yeah, I could do it. Otherwise, no, sir. Oh, don't tell me. If he did it again, I'm out. Because I'm not trying to do all that. Hold on, let me see. Hopefully, we're just resetting and I can send some more in. Let me see. Nope. What in the heck? They beat him. All right, let me see. Am I even getting any points? Yeah, I'm getting points. See here? Okay. That was some good points right there. Okay, so there. All right. Let's do it again. 5, 6, 9 this time, right? So 5, that'd be 80. 6, that'd be 90. And 9, we'll just do it like that. Okay. But I did get some points. You saw that. And those are some big points, too. So, I ain't mad at it. And all the stuff that I'm using to heal up and all that is all free. You think so? I don't think it's that bad anymore. True. But, you know me. I go overkill. And if I really wanted to get rank 1, I'd be trying to put up a crazy score. Because if I missed rank 1 after grinding like that, for that, I'd be so pissed. You see it? Oh, okay. I was going to say, it's just sitting there. I'm waiting. All right. Yep. Let's do it. But yeah, that sucks to hear, man. They're still trying to get her. Because there's no reason for them to keep coming after her like this. And as long as they keep getting, all they need is one person. So as long as they can get somebody on the jury to say, oh no, she's guilty. And not listen to any, you know, the evidence don't really matter. Then it doesn't matter if everybody else says, are you crazy? Because it'll be a hung jury and they'll be able to do it again. And me personally, this is one of the things that I don't like about our justice system. They can keep at her like that. For me, that is using the justice system to harass her. They can talk and claim, you know, well, no, we really believe that she's, and we're just pursuing justice. Stop. Just stop. And they can just keep attacking her, because that's what they're doing. They can just keep attacking her over and over, hoping to get at least one time where, you know, they think that she's guilty. But the evidence just does not support it. It doesn't. So they need to leave her alone and find out who really did it. But see, that's what they don't want to do. Because while she's defending herself like this, there's no investigation being done into who I think really had something to do with it. You know? Talk about misdirection. That's what I think is happening. As long as they keep this up, is anybody investigating any other suspects? No. Because they're cops. Zeki! What up, man? Hold up. Ooh! Ooh. Hey. Hey. There we go. Hit him with it. So much damage. So much damage in the LBC. There we go. But what's up, Zeki? How you doing? Yep, we having a good one, man. It's only good vibrations. I'm thinking of good vibrations. Teco Jr., what's up, man? Hope you're having a blessed day, my friend. God of the Abyss, aka Drunk Raper. What up, man? You just got back from the comic store? Woo! Haha. All right. Any good pickups? Yeah. What did you get? Skinny Legend. What are we talking about? The Karen Reed retrial. Karen Reed, the first trial was a mess, and there were some who, let's just say the corruption is out there for everybody to see. Okay? I don't like that judge. I think she's compromised. I think she puts her finger on the scale of justice whenever she can. She did not poll the jury. While she doesn't have to, anytime it comes to something she has discretion for, she does something that helps the prosecution. Okay? So I believe she is very biased. All right? But some of the jury said that they were unanimous on a not guilty, but it was some of the other charges that they were not unanimous on. Well, guess what? Nobody knows because she didn't poll the jury. Now, the prosecution and the defense both didn't request that. They should have, probably. So now, because it was a mistrial, they get to bring it again. So now it's a retrial. And what I just heard from Mike is that there was more corruption. And the way our system works, they can bring this against her as many times as they want until they actually get a verdict. So as long as they can ensure one person on that jury will ignore the evidence and just say, oh yeah, she's guilty, then there'll never be a verdict. And they'll just keep bringing it again and again and again and again. I wonder if there's any recourse she has. Because it's the DA, I believe. Maybe when the DA, because that's an elected office, doing all this, maybe when it comes time for an election year, they'll finally drop it, or they'll be out of office. Maybe they'll get voted out of office so they can leave her alone. Because this is ridiculous. And here's the thing. Once they get her in there, then everything will go very slow. Appeal process, all of that. She'll be in there for years. You know? It's crazy what they're doing. And I followed the first trial. The second one, not so much. Because I was disgusted that they brought it again. Spider, what's up, man? Congrats on your recent boom in subscribers, man. You coming up. You working it, man. Whoop, whoop. Come on. Whoop, whoop. Hit it. Oh. Here you go. This is who I was trying to remember yesterday. Super Skrull. He's on my path in AQ. Ponchos Ain't. That's the website, right? Oh boy. All right, we ain't gonna keep doing this now. But the longer you stay in the longer you stay there, the more points you get. So okay. Yeah. See, look at that. He's like, guess it's time to sleep. Oh, he needed refill. Yeah. All right. Looks like he's done. Yeah, see, they hit and nobody came. I should have come on there, taken my troops back, and then refilled it. But he wasn't getting refilled, so eventually they beat him. Okay, I see. But hey, I'm busy. So sorry. All right. Anyway, do you know about Ankh Spider? Or was that meant for Lord? No, the website. Yeah, that website. I have it bookmarked. It used to be Aunt May, but I don't know what's happened to him. He may just have gone away from MCOC completely. He was a member, one of my early members. And he was a member for years. So I'm not sure where he's gone. And he's not updating the site anymore, so. No, not redid. This is somebody else. It's a replacement. Somebody different is doing this one, and it's good. It was out when Aunt May was also being updated, They served the same purpose, but they had different strengths and weaknesses. And now, Aunt May hasn't been updated while it's being updated. So that's the site people are using now. Thanks, big dog. Trying to get like you. I hope you get better than me. Don't get like me. I don't really do anything to get more people. It just kind of grows naturally. I've been doing it for how long? So many years, you know? But there are things that you can do to help grow your channel. Don't ask me what they are because I don't do them. But anyway. Almost shut down recently due to the cost of the site. Oh, yeah. He reached out and they did help. And see, I think that might be what happened to Aunt May, too. It might have been the cost. Oh, I see. That's good to hear. I need a good website for MCLC. Yeah. Hold on. There we go. Let's see. See it down here? That's the site. There you go. But it is a very nice site. See, masteries coming soon, guides. He's still developing it. But it is an awesome site. It was just as good as Aunt May. Aunt May had some stuff that it didn't, and it had some stuff that Aunt May didn't, and so yeah. Oh, look at this. Ghost Rider versus Ghost Rider. Nobody can be as legendary as you. All right. Let me pin it real quick here. Okay, I pinned the link. But yeah, it's a great site. I haven't used it a lot. But I'm gonna probably start using it in videos too. Back it up, bro. Back it up. Back that up, back that in. Yeah, it's likely that's what happened to Aunt May, but seems like they're still playing to keep the website up. So not really sure. Low key, still up, just very outdated. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he's just really busy. Maybe he's got stuff going on. Life be lifing sometimes, you know. You never know what people got going on in their life, and updating a website for a game, low priority. You know, what if he has legal issues? sure wouldn't be focusing on this. Although for me, I probably would still be playing Arena to calm me. But keeping a website up like that and doing all of that he's doing, that takes some work. That's what I did for like 7 years, you know? That's how we clicked. When he found out that I was also a web developer, he was like, what? And we started talking tech. He was like, what do you use? And I told him. And he was just like, oh, wow, you know? So I'm a web dev apprentice. Yeah, and see, it's been a while, so the tools are probably different, but you know, I used a lot of the JavaScript toolkits, and I used C# on the back end. I used classic ASP on the back end before, but that's pretty dated now. And I really liked using C#. You know, MVP, MVC, it's like MVP, MVC, model view controller pattern. So yeah, it's been about a while though. Lord be saying hexadecimal code. Did you know that the screen, you know, the blue screen of death in Windows, you know that's not gibberish, right? Page background, # FFFFFF, that turns it white. Boom shakalaka. Who you talking to? Anyway, I like basic. I taught myself basic and then went to school for advanced basic. I learned basic on the Commodore 64. Wow. Did you see him? Woo! Yeah, you know it. Telling you. CSS. I love CSS. Cascading style sheets. Love it. Hello world. Usually the first program that you write, very simple. You get your outputs and all of that. But yeah, I used to be certified in a lot of that, but it's been years, so you know. I haven't used BASIC since 1964. It's been since the, well, actually, I can't say that. You know why? Because we were using Visual Basic. Visual Basic was actually kind of nice. And we were using Visual Basic for a lot of user interfaces and things like that for a while. Long time. Oh, woo! Visual Basic was very easy, especially for the user interface. So catch this. I was working for a company that did the kiosks for the movie theaters. They also did the pay at the pump, which is the part I was working on. And they were a Microsoft shop. Okay? They signed a contract with Microsoft so they could not use any competing product. Right? This is before Microsoft got slapped up in court. And we needed a nice user interface. So I'm like, okay. I said, well, Visual Basic has a really nice UI designer and everything. I mean, it's beautiful, right? And all you had to do for the rest of the code, you write the code in, C, C++, whatever, export it to a DLL, dynamic link library, and you could link that in, and you could call functions from Visual Basic. So you only needed to use the Visual Basic. I think it was Visual Basic for the design. Was it Visual Basic? Oh, now I gotta check. Yeah, I think it was Visual Basic. No. No, it wasn't. Hold on. That's what we ended up using. Hold on. Now I remember. See, the more I start talking, yeah. Yes. C++ Builder. Wow, it's still going. Nice. They have a community edition for free. Woo, nice. Okay. All right. So everything that we were using was all the language that we used was C++. All right. But it's a Microsoft shop. All right. So when we needed a really nice user interface, I suggested C++ Builder. We're a C++ shop, and what they told me was that because of their relationship with Microsoft, if they used a competing product, then no good. Well, Microsoft didn't have a C++ equivalent to C++ Builder. What they had was Visual Basic. And so what I had to do to use it, and it was nice. Visual Basic was really nice, just like C++ Builder, but it was not C++. So in order to keep using C++, we would write the code in C++ using Visual C++, and we would design the graphical user interface in Visual Basic. And we would make calls, function calls, to the dynamic link library. That's how we had to do it. And I was like, ain't this something? We could just use C++ Builder, which was beautiful, which, in my opinion, at that time, was better than Visual Basic. But because of their exclusive contract, which Microsoft loved to do, they couldn't use C++ Builder. And there was nothing like it under Microsoft's set of programs. Visual Basic was it. But they had no C++ equivalent. So that's what I ended up having to do. Visual Basic runs macros in Excel. It might. I'm not sure. But and I remember I was only there because I was a contractor. I was only there for I think 3 months, and then they outsourced to another company, India-based company. But they kept me on as long as they could. They fired like everybody. They had and they showed it to me. They had a thick document of working papers. Okay, about that thick. And they had a team. We were a team. We were like about 5 people on this team. It was a lot of work. They outsourced almost everything down to like this, to where really one person could do it. And so what they ended up doing, they fired everybody but me and one other guy. And they kept us on. And then when I was done, knowing that my work wasn't even going to be used, but they kept me on because they liked me, and you know, I was good. But my work wasn't going to even be used because the outsourcing was going to take over all of that. So, did I make the 4 p.m. deadline to say what's up? You did. NYK Believe, what's up, man? Because I'm sure enough about to go. About to get something to eat. Woo, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, he caught me anyway. Fortunately, all that glancing, that's what you get. Woohoo! That's what's up. But anyway, things are good. Life is lifing, but we making it. Oh man, you see how fast that was? You can't evade that. I tapped him and he was already hitting me. There's no way you can react to that like that. You gotta parry him, stun him, and hit him like that. Because that counter is too fast. Come on. Woo! Hit him with it. All right. Man, still trying to wrap my head around JavaScript. I love Python, but there's not much involved, sadly. JavaScript or JScript? And do you know the difference? Or EMCA script? Do you know the difference? I used to have a certification in that as well. But you got to keep them up. But anyway, that is going to do it, everybody. Hit the like button. Don't leave me without hitting that like button. But take care. Let me see who's streaming right now. And then I'll see if my sister is awake. And we can watch some anime while I eat. Ooh, Ace Fusion. Let's hit him up. Hashtag out of the shadows. All right. So take care, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow. Love ya tomorrow. You're always a day away. All right, take care. And you all have a blessed day.